What's up, my comic comrades? Today we take a look at just how powerful Black Widow is, since her long-awaited solo movie is finally out and in the world. Now, I do want to say, even though Black Widow is incredibly awesome, clearly she's not on par with the likes of Jean Grey or She-Hulk, but for being a street-level hero, she does have some pretty cool feats under her belt. So let's dive in. First, let's start with her fighting abilities. As a child, she trained with Wolverine, and even as a kid was able to get the upper hand on him in a sparring match. She straight up punched him in the crotch before twisting his arm and slamming him to the ground, giving him a bloody nose. But this wasn't the only time she bested Wolverine. In a sparring match, she gave him an elbow to the face, causing him to bleed from his mouth. But Wolverine isn't the only Marvel hero she's gone up against. She's also fought Punisher to a draw pretty much. After trading several blows, Widow straight up says to the Punisher, "You're stronger, I'm quicker." Do we really have to do this? But this isn't the only time she fought Punisher either. On another occasion, she beat Punisher outright by stabbing him with 2 blades in his thigh, then leaving him by jumping out the window. We also have the time she fought Winter Soldier, and Bucky tells himself, "I didn't know how much she held back when we sparred. Didn't know how strong she really is," as she kicks him in the stomach, sending him back, followed by a kick in the head. But it gets better. She's taken out Winter Soldier and Hawkeye at the same time. First, she pistol whips Bucky, then gets on the ground and starts punching him, and when Hawkeye gets involved, she chucks Winter Soldier at him. Also, I know most of us are aware of Crossbones, one of the baddest mercenaries in Marvel. Well, Black Widow got into a fight with him, and it ended with her choking him out, taking the win. She's even taken down the wall crawler himself, zapping him with her Widow's Bite, and then tying him up. He did break free shortly after, but she was able to get away, and definitely hold her own against Spider-Man because of her skill set. As far as Black Widow's physiology goes, the comics tell us when she was young, she was rewired biomechanically, giving her a ramped up immune and cell repair system, and that her wounds heal 4, maybe 5 times as fast as a normal human would. So she hardly ever gets sick and doesn't age as fast as normal people, meaning she does have some level of superhuman ability. What is also crazy is that Black Widow is such a well-trained assassin and espionage agent that Daredevil even said her heartbeat never varies. Because of that, he can't tell when she's lying. As for Black Widow's strength, well, she's clearly no Hulk, but she's been able to do things like kick the Punisher through a wooden wall, or tackle the Winter Soldier through shut doors. She could even do stuff like KO 2 highly trained soldiers at the same time, like no problem. It's pretty much the double fist go F yourself. And she's strong enough to grab a grown man, tossing him over her head, slamming him into the ground, all WWE style. She's even caught Daredevil in free fall with a rope all by herself, with one arm holding onto the building and the other holding onto the rope with Daredevil at the end of it. I don't know about you, but I certainly would not be able to do that. She's also thrown someone so hard into a concrete wall, it cracked. Or how about the time she punches through a car windshield and then with one arm tosses the driver out. This next one is kind of funny, but definitely shows she's not to be messed with, as she once wrestled a crocodile and killed the crocodile with her bare hands. She then drags the crocodile to a campfire where Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel are sitting, saying, "Thanks for the help with the giant freaking crocodile, guys." And they're like, "You said you were good." And clearly, she was. Now let's talk about Black Widow's durability or pain tolerance. Her pain tolerance once amazed an AIM scientist, as he couldn't believe she was still conscious during the torture. She even keeps fighting when she has arrows in her shoulder or when she gets stabbed in the leg. Point is, although she may not be incredibly resistant to physical damage, her endurance and pain tolerance is incredible. As far as overall skills go, Natasha is one of the best in all of Marvel. For instance, she's extremely proficient with guns, and she once hit a fuel tank on a helicopter from a very far distance away just to bring it down. She's also capable of hitting stuff like a small control panel from down the hall with her Widow's Bite. She could also shoot a gun from a man's hand without injuring him. I could keep listing how proficient she is with firearms, throwing knives, sniping, and her Widow's Bites, but I think you guys get the point. She's an expert marksman, or markswoman. With that said, one of the things Black Widow is most known for is her stealth. She's so good at being a spy, she once got past Tony Stark's security system, which was described as the best in the world. And somehow she showed up at someone's front doorstep without leaving footprints in the snow. The comic even says, "I tried to ignore the absence of footprints in the snow." Not the warmest woman in the world. Yeah, I would try to ignore that too, because there's only 2 possible reasons why there wouldn't be footprints where someone supposedly just walked. Either 1, you're a ghost, or 2, you're a ghost. Regardless, she could blend anywhere, like in a field of flowers on a golf course, which is kind of creepy. Here's another great one. She once snuck into a 20-story building while it was pouring rain without ropes, while simultaneously recovering from a gunshot wound to the stomach. What I'm saying is Black Widow is tough as nails and is an expert in stealth, overcoming stronger opponents, body language, martial arts, athletics, survival training, sleight of hand, languages, marksmanship, and a bunch more. But I'm gonna leave you all with this, probably the greatest feat Natasha Romanoff has ever accomplished, and that would be the time she fought off and beat 100 men. That's right, that's the thing that happened. It all went down in Marvel 2-in-1, issue 10. The comic straight up says, and as the hours pass, the Widow bites again and again and again. The odds had been 100-to-1 against her when she started. Now they are 7-to-1. The next panel then says 3-to-1. The panel after that says 1-to-1, with the final panel showing Black Widow saying, "That's it. That's all of them." And with that, we have the time Black Widow literally defeated a 100-man army all by herself. And that's why we're ending with this one, because there's nothing that's gonna beat that on this list. That's just incredibly impressive. But there you have it, friends, a gauge and or idea of just how powerful Black Widow is. She's easily one of the best and most powerful street level heroes in the Marvel Universe. But what do you think of Black Widow, and what's your favorite feat that she's done? Let us know in the comments. And that, my friends, brings today's episode of Variant to a close. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It always helps the channel out. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.